Hi everyone, it's Latoya again, and I wasn't gonna do another video, but something happened today, and the spirit moved me to make another video, um, just to kind of reiterate and piggyback on what I said in my last videos about when you make the decision to do this weight loss surgery, that you have to take it serious and do your work and do your part. Um, and the reason why I want to emphasize this is that so many people have gotten this tool and went right back to where they came from, and they sit there and say, I don't understand what happened, I don't know why. Or you can see people who haven't had any sort of bariatric surgery or treatment, and they sit there and say, I don't understand why I'm not losing weight, I don't understand why I lost 50 pounds and put on 70. This journey should be a overall journey and lifestyle change. To be successful, I am learning that you have to address everything in your life, heal everything in your life, and just kind of go through all of your demons and strongholds, address those, and find some better coping skills and strive to um, not continue the same behavior that has caused us to fail. Um, you need to address your spiritual, your emotional, um, physical, all of that needs to be addressed and um, taken seriously, because you don't want to fail. I know many of us are doing this because we got health problems. Um, or you may want to have children, or you're trying to prevent health problems. Um, for whatever your reason is, I just want to reiterate the importance of learning from your past and understanding what has caused us to put this weight on, um, why we weren't successful in losing it, because we're still going to, even though we get this surgery, we're still going to have to work even after we get the surgery. You got to work to keep it off and work to maintain, whatever your level of health may be at that time. Because I'm sure, like me, many of you don't want to go back. I do not want to return to 432 pounds. I don't want to continue taking 10 different medications. I don't want to end up on insulin. I don't want to lose my kidney functions. I don't want to lose toes and limbs and eyes and things like that. Um, it's so much involved, and I never understood the importance back in the day. I look back now and I realize that I lied to myself. I was telling myself that I was happy. Um, Even though people say, hey, you got a cute face, I'm thinking all of me was looking good. And I wasn't vain, don't get me wrong. Wasn't thinking that I was perfect or anything. It's just that, I felt comfortable knowing, okay, I got a pretty face, and I tend to gain my weight front to back. I don't really go out sideways. So, I just was convincing myself that I was happy in my own skin. And I look back at those pictures and I grieve for that woman in those pictures, because that wasn't happiness and it wasn't healthy. And yeah, cute face, it still didn't look good. And I had to stop and think, what was causing me to kill myself like that, because that's what you're doing when you're overeating, not exercising, and just out of control. It's a road leading to death. So many people are trying to convince me now, hey, you lost 80 something pounds without surgery. You can do the rest. And I can't. I don't want to go back up. I feel that if I could have lost all this weight, I would have done it by now. Um, so, with that being said, I want to encourage all of you who are thinking of having the surgery, or even if you're just trying to lose weight without surgery, please sit down, evaluate your life, see what issues or things that happened in your life that affected you negatively, that caused you to sit there and overeat or not work out because you were drained. It took your energy. You were drained. Be realistic with yourself. Because I used to tell myself, oh, I don't eat that much. I eat once or twice a day. But be honest. Be honest with yourself. Write down everything that you eat. Because I use my Fitness Pal like a Bible. Look at what you eat. Sometimes you get upset and you don't realize you've eaten 6 donuts. You just don't realize it because while you're eating, you're thinking, oh, this son of a bitch pissed me off. Or, oh, my parents made... Sorry, guys, I had a text. Or, oh, my parents made me mad. Evaluate those things. See if it's nerves. See if it's, you bottle things in and instead of letting it out, you're eating. See what it is. See, so that you won't repeat it. And that's what I'm saying. You don't want to go back once you get to the point where you want to be. For me, I noticed that when I was angry or mad or just depressed, I would eat and didn't realize it. Even bored. Sometimes it was boredom. But when I'm nervous and I'm stressed out and I got a lot of anxiety, I don't eat. That was a habit. I would not eat if I'm stressed, nervous, worried. So identify your triggers. Identify your triggers. And also evaluate the relationships in your life. And I'm not talking about just love or marriage relationships. Look at the relationships at work. Look at the relationships with your friends. And I'm going to emphasize the word friends. Even look at your family. Look at all these relationships that you engage in your environment, because sometimes those are triggers too. You have some people who have friends that tell you, oh, you look good, you're cute, you're fine, but really they're talking about you behind your back. Just being real. You might have some family members that's doing the same thing. And what I've learned in my relationships, I lost friends, some of them, when I first dropped the first 80 something pounds. When I dropped that first 80 something pounds and I got the skin removed, I can't tell you how many friends kind of distanced themselves. I've always had an outgoing personality. I always try to keep my appearance up even though I was an overweight woman. But I didn't mind sharing the stage with anybody. I didn't have to be the center of attention. I just wanted to make sure that I myself presented myself not like an unhappy, and you've all seen people that are just sloppy and just don't care how they look. And just because you're overweight, you don't have to wear the Mimi from Drew Carey clothes. You don't have to look like an old granny just because you're overweight. So a lot of people feed off of that positive energy that I projected. So a lot of the slimmer friends didn't too much like that. They felt like they were the slimmer ones. In their minds, they were the more attractive ones, and they should have gotten that type of attention. So you have to watch out for that. Everyone is not your friend, though they say they are. And when you go through this journey, you're going to see who is truly your friend, who's truly, even though they're your blood and they're related to you, it doesn't necessarily mean they have your best interest at heart and that they're treating you right. You have to learn how to love people from a distance if they're hindering you. Got family members. They're heavy and they look at me and they think, well, she's bigger than me. I'm not big as her. Well, some of those have started kind of backing away too for me. Um, and your surgeon and the psychologist that they work with will tell you that some of your relationships will change, and you need to be prepared for that. Keep your strength up. Don't let it stress you out where you want to eat again or do something. Um, Try to find another coping way, and just understand that you need to keep your eye on God and look at your past, look at your future, where you want to go. Let that be your motivation. Don't worry about people, because people come into your life for a reason, season, or a lifetime. And some people, their season is up. You want to surround yourself around people who truly love you regardless of your choices. Even if you make bad choices, you need to surround yourself around positive people who are going to be there for you. Even though they don't agree with it, they're going to say, I love you and I'm here for you even if you fall. You want to keep those people in your life. Okay? Not the fair weather people who are intimidated because you're beautiful. Because I'm looking at most of you out there. You all are beautiful women, even though you have the weight. Smaller than me or bigger than me, you all have very beautiful faces, wonderful personalities. You hold on to that. Stay that same person. When you lose all this weight, I'm not saying if, we're going to claim it. When you lose all of your weight, remain humble by remembering where you came from. Remember those 2, 3, 400 pounds. Hold on to that and let that make you a better person. Because I know some people who've had it and it went to their head. They don't even speak to some of their friends anymore. And I can't imagine doing that. But it happens. Please remain humble, because God is blessing us with this. And honey, that weight can come back on even if you've had surgery. It can come back. But evaluate your relationships and expect some changes. Expect it. Be realistic about everything. Co-workers, people in the church, there are going to be changes. And please understand that, some of you haven't mentioned this, but, I am one of the many whose spouse doesn't support them for losing weight, or having the surgery. And I think I said this before in a video, the psychologist that works with my surgeon, he applauded me for standing my ground with my husband. I don't care that he doesn't support me in this surgery, because he's not the one carrying around 350 pounds. He's not on 10 medications. He doesn't have to give birth to a child and worry about if he's ovulating or not. He doesn't have to worry about that. And I'm not going to put myself in an early grave because he's insecure. It's something in him that he needs to address. I don't know what's going to happen after I have this surgery, but whatever it is, God's going to bring me through it. And I'm not going to worry about it. But expect, those of you, be realistic. If you see your lover, your spouse, and they don't seem very sure or positive, you worry about yourself. You worry about your weight. You worry about your health. You worry about your heart. You worry about you. Because when these men or women decide that they don't want to do us anymore, or be in the relationship, or be in a marriage anymore, why would you want to be stuck there with all that weight on and unhealthy, and they go on about their business to someone else? Then you'll be mad at yourself saying, God, I should have took care of myself instead of trying to please this person. So when it comes to your health, it's time to be selfish. It is time to be selfish, because people are selfish to us. It's just human nature. So It's okay to be selfish in this case. Now, as far as the risks, and if you have children, I don't have children, but if you do have children, I know that you have to consider the risks, as far as death, infection, everything. I understand that. That's not what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is if they're insecure and not supportive because they're afraid that, even friends, if they are afraid that you're going to become more beautiful after you have this procedure, be selfish. That's not a reason for you to stay unhealthy because they're insecure. Think about all the times other people made you feel insecure and they did not care. So, those of you who've got, like myself, it's okay to be selfish. Let them be insecure for once. Um, but please write a journal. It doesn't have to be all videos. Write a journal, a diary. Kind of document how you're feeling when you feel the urge to overeat, um, or eat something you shouldn't, because you're angry. Write down how you're feeling at that moment and why you want it. Um, and look at your relationships. See them for what they really are. Don't lie to yourself. And look at how you look at yourself. Learn to love you. And I'm sure you'll have an easier time making decisions about your health. Learn to love you and put you first. And like I said, I understand if you got children and things like that, you have to consider them as well. But I'm talking about the people who are just being stupid and ignorant. And you're going to have some people that are jealous. If you have other large friends who can't get it or are afraid to get it, you watch out because they're going to be jealous. So watch out for that passive aggressiveness. I just want you all to be strong, stand your ground, do what you have to do to be healthy. Because I am. And that's why I'm making this video today, because I not really had an argument, but my husband and I had an issue today, and you know, men, not all of them, and women too, some women, some people in relationships can be very selfish and self-centered, and they want to do what they want to do but don't want you to do it. You know, it's kind of one-sided. um don't let that stop you. You use that anger, that frustration to continue on with your process. And I apologize, you probably see this cardboard box. It's just I'm on my bed and I'm using this box to hold my phone. um but that's my life lessons for today. um just evaluate your life, put everything in perspective, the proper perspective. And once again, it's much love. Pray for me, I'll pray for you. And any questions, feel free to ask me. You can email me at bigsexytoy@AOL. It's BYGSEXYTOY@AOL.com. I'm also on Facebook under that same email address. Because this has been a journey for me. I've had to address a lot of things: family, work, friends, childhood pain. I'm not going to start this new life June 3rd carrying over this old baggage that contributed to how I am now. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to address those demons, and I'm going to try my best to put as much as I can to rest and heal from that past. I want to be successful with this. I got a lot of people watching me. I got a lot of people praying and hoping that things will get better, even with my marriage. So I want the same for you all too. We're all in this together. I'll talk to you all soon. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments. But I just really wanted to say that to you all because it's weighing heavy on my heart. But anyway, I think it will all be fine. So everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend. And once I have some more news, I'll come back and update. Thank you.